Hello and welcome to Follow Everton. I'm Ryan, and this is the breaking news that Everton have completed the signing of Timothy Iroegbunam from Aston Villa on a 3-year deal. It is an undisclosed fee. This is something we have been talking about over the last few days, with a little bit of interest. This is just a very quick reaction to that news, and I think it's positive that Everton have taken steps to go out and sign a midfielder very early in the transfer window, very quickly. And basically, what's happened is he's been told he's surplus to requirements at Villa, who need more experience with them being in the Champions League, and also the PSR situation that Aston Villa are facing, which is ridiculous in all honesty. And the same situation with Everton at their end. Lewis Dobbins set to join Villa. But he's been told he's surplus, and Kevin Thelwell had a Zoom call with Tim whilst he was away on holiday saying, come to Everton. And he's an England under-20 international. And he said it was too big of an opportunity to turn down. Everton are a big club. He's very excited to be involved with the new stadium and trying to turn this club around. And Everton see him as a player, a midfielder with big potential to go on and progress. Had a very good loan spell, I believe, at QPR, making 32 appearances, scoring twice. So has some championship experience, but obviously that Aston Villa midfield with Douglas Luiz and other players, when they're going for the Champions League, he's found it hard to break through, and that's understandable. But he'll come to Everton as a bit of a squad player, trying to make his mark, trying to have some impact. I wouldn't expect a lot from him next season, really, in all honesty, with James Garner, and hopefully Amadou Onana in there. And I do imagine Everton will bring in at least one midfielder with a bit more creativity, because they seem to be over-reliant there on defensive midfielders. But with Sean Dyche, generally likes to play two pivots, and that's why he's brought in Tim. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes and buys another defensive midfielder regardless, as well as someone who can compete with Decore in the number 10 slot and on the right and at right back. And if the news is to believe about Calvert-Lewin, which is a separate story, then we'll probably need a striker. That's a bit of a mess. I'll come to that in a moment. But it's nice to see us bringing in a young prospect into that midfield to compete with the others. I just don't know whether he'll have much of an impact next season. And as Sean Dyche says, he is an exciting player, but the way he worded his interview, it's more for the future, this signing. But that said, he's described as a midfielder who can go past opposition players, progress the ball with his passing and dribbling, has good stature to him, more defensive orientated, but can break through the lines. And I think he's got a lot of exciting potential there to go on to big things. And he said he was excited by the prospect of coming to a big club like Everton. Interestingly enough, his reveal photos are in the Newcastle training wear, which is like a lemony, pale lemon / banana-y colour, creamy, I'd say, actually. And it looks quite nice. And I'm sure we'll see more of the training range in due course. So, yeah, that's the very quick reaction to the signing Everton have made, which is Tim Iroegbunam from Aston Villa on a 3-year contract for an undisclosed fee, of course. I do think if it was more of a PSR thing, we would have given him a longer contract and tried to amortize it over a longer period. But I think it is a small fee anyway. I don't know how much of this is PSR and how much is this we want the player and they want Lewis Dobbin. Let's hope we can go and bring in some more experience now. So the situation this morning was that Calvert-Lewin and Newcastle are close. They've agreed personal terms. He's not signing a new contract at Everton. And Everton are now compelled to sell him and need to agree a fee with Newcastle. A Calvert-Lewin on a 5 or 4 year contract probably fetches you around £30 million. Possibly. I mean, you're paying an English premium, but let's be honest, this guy's not scored many goals for 2 seasons. He's not really a natural finisher. He needs things put on a plate for him, and he misses a lot of chances. But he'd be a massive loss for Everton because he is a player that, he's integral to the way we want to play, which is percentages and playing for position and playing on the front foot and playing direct. And he's just the master at bringing the ball down and causing disruption to opposition defenders and helping us get up the pitch. So losing Calvert-Lewin would be a big blow. And then would we replace him like for like with another target man? Or is this a time where we can sign more of an actual finisher and play a bit more on the deck? And I'd say at the moment, with the players that we've got, we definitely don't have the ability to play on the deck and cut teams open. If you look at most of our goals, they are on transition or from set pieces. So we would need players. And in all honesty, for me, that's right midfield, a really good right winger. Richarlison would be nice. A right back who's better than all these other right backs like Holgate, Godfrey, Patterson, Young, Coleman. None of them are going to be stumping up any trees. I think is that the expression? Blowing up any tree. I don't know what it is, but you know what I'm trying to say. We need to get rid of some of those right backs who are not quite up to the standard. I don't know whether Ashley Young's actually signed that new contract yet, but we need a right back. We need a first choice right back who can get forward and contribute to the attack, but also defend. A right midfielder who's going to score and assist consistently. And I don't think Jack Harrison is anything more than a squad player. Him signing on the loan, I really hope that isn't a sign that there isn't going to be any investment in the right midfield. But in all honesty, if Calvert-Lewin does stay, I don't see many goals next season from him because the supply isn't good enough. The fullbacks aren't good enough. They don't contribute to the attack. And the wingers are too inconsistent. If you look at the period between, sort of end of November, December time, I think it was a 3 or 4 months period where McNeil and Harrison were anonymous. Danjuma was injured. And Decore then went on a run where he didn't score. So we need number 10. We need right mid. We need right back. I would have preferred not to have opened a big can of worms in central midfield with losing Amadou Onana and a big can of worms with Calvert-Lewin. I wonder whether if Calvert-Lewin goes, we will keep Onana because Calvert-Lewin only cost us $1 million. It's pure profit on the books, whereas Onana cost us $33 million. And if we sold him for say 50 and gave Lille 20% of the profits, which is 17, which is 3,400. 3.4 million, I should say, to Lille, which is 20% of the difference between 33 million or 30. I can't remember what I've said. 33 million and 50 million. We're not going to make an awful lot of money on him, and his value is going to retain because of his age and potential. So I wonder whether if Calvert-Lewin goes, we will end up keeping Onana, which I would be pleased to see. Same with Jared Branthwaite. But signing another striker on top of having to bring in my opinion, a right back, right midfield, attacking midfield, potentially losing Branthwaite, potentially losing Onana. It's a big summer. We don't have a lot of players. And as someone said in the comments yesterday, we've got overly stocked with right backs. We are got a lot of defensive midfielders and right backs and quite a few strikers, but we haven't got any wingers and we haven't got any number 10s and we haven't got many options at left back. It's a bit of a disjointed team, okay? And we'll come back to this at another date. They were just my general thoughts, and I really appreciate your time. I'm at work in a moment, so I can't stay on any longer. But if you've enjoyed the show, as many people do, make sure you like and subscribe. It's very important that you hit the like button if you're watching and you subscribe over on YouTube, youtube.com/follow Everton. It's free. And if you like us so much, you can join the channel, 99 pence a month or £2.99 a month, and you get some fancy badges, fancy name, and you show your support. And those funds go into providing all the streaming services, the website, etc. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, Blues. We may be back if there's more developments on the Calvert-Lewin or anything else. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.